Good morning, I'm Jeff. I'm with Sewer Tech Northwest. Today we're at property address 3011 Southeast 157th Avenue in Vancouver. We're doing an inspection of the rain drain system currently. If you're looking at the face of the house from the street, I am at the right rear corner of the home. So I'm going to start at this one and scope forward all the way up to the front of the house, and then we'll try and do the pipe running across the front if there is pipe there, and then we'll also do the left side of the home as well. It's 3-inch ABS pipe. Looks like there is some standing water in the line here. Well, so far as I've gone through here, there is some standing water, which is not terribly uncommon with rain drains. But the good thing is I do not see hardly any debris in here at all, especially for a rain drain system. They're often quite dirty and full of leaves and stuff like that. And the standing water I do see is relatively clear here. Obviously, we're going to find some stuff, but and alright, we've just popped out of the port that's out on the street curb. And this isn't like a sewer line where if you don't have proper grade, the house backs up. There is some grade loss in the line, but overall it looks like it's functioning relatively well. There is some debris towards the very end of the line here. So that's something you could blow out with a hydrojetter, but for the most part, it looks like it's draining out quite well. And it appears that the house has a leaf guard system, which is preventing quite a lot of the debris and stuff getting down the line. So for the most part, it's just water this pipe has to deal with rather than tons and tons of leaves. But there is some grade loss. So that's something you're interested in correcting. You'd probably have to correct a decent portion of the rain drain system. But at no point in here did I hit any hard clogs or anything like that would totally stop the system up. we're just about to pull the camera out of this side. So again, there is a reasonable amount of the rain drain line on the right side of the house. Does have standing water in it, but I don't see a whole lot of debris, and there has been some incredibly heavy rainstorms the last couple days, and it does look like the line is able to drain out relatively well. Obviously, standing water can allow some debris to get hung up in the line. The good thing is, though, that at no point in the line does the pipe completely full. There's only about a half inch of standing water in the places where there is standing water. If the pipe were to be totally full with 3 inches of standing water, that would be a big concern. But because the leaf guard system's in place, most of the debris gets caught in the little filters here that go on the rain drain downspouts. So it does look like the rain drains are able to drain out relatively well here. You could do a jet or something like that to clean whatever debris is in there out of it, as it likely didn't have a leaf guard system from the very get-go. It was probably installed after the fact. That would remove some debris, but the leaf guard system is going to pretty much stop the vast majority of any debris getting into the line, which is a good thing. We're going to move over to the other side of the house and get that part scoped as well all the way out to the street. Okay, we're over here now at the left rear corner. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to scope all the way up out to the street ports, empty out onto the roadway. So the line made a couple turns there. It's making it really difficult to push the camera any further, so I'm going to move up to the front left corner of the house and continue on from there, as that's where the camera's got bound up. And pretty much this entire line so far has about a half inch of standing water in it. But again, in this situation as well, I haven't found any hard blockages or anything like that. No roots or anything thus far in either of the lines that I've scoped. The good thing is it's often a very difficult thing to scope rain drain systems because they're often full of so much debris, leaves and sticks and stuff, and I see very, very little of that. There is some sediment, probably from old leaves getting caught in the line and breaking down, but right now there's no big stuff that's going to clog up the pipe right now. If you're concerned, you could do a hydrojet and blow any of the sediment out that's in there currently. But there will still be standing water left over when you're done, just because the pipe is not graded perfectly. But it's not a terribly uncommon thing to see with rain drains. Actually, a portion of that, now that I pulled the rag out, some of that, what a decent amount of that sediment looks like, is actually from the rooftop. It's all the granules from the composition roof. You can see on my finger here. So I think that's actually the majority of the sediment that's in there. So that could get blown out of there. I don't know, over time that could build up. But again, right now there's nothing large obstructing the pipe that's clogging it up or anything. I'm going to go ahead and move up to the front left corner of the house. And we are now at the front left corner of the house here. This is where I think the camera got hung up making the turn. I'm going to let the sediment settle here for just a second. It looks like right here the pipe is bulging upward, like something's trying to force its way through the part of the line. I've let the camera rest here for about 5-6 minutes now. And we've still got a decent amount of particulate floating around. It's really hard to tell what's going on here. It looks like possibly there's a bulge in the pipe there, but it's very difficult. Actually, that may have just been a turn in the pipe. With the standing water there, it's difficult to see a lot of what's going on. Or at least difficult to make out the contour of the pipe anyway. Now I'm going to go locate the camera head right here. It's possible we've tied on to the right side and it's just heading out towards the street again. I did locate the camera head. We're about middle of the yard right now. And it looks like there's two separate lines that go out to the street. Okay, we've now made it out through the other port here, so now scope the entire rain drain system of the house. So it looks like there's a, I would say the majority of the rain drain system does have standing water, but I think with the leaf guard system in place, that's dealing with the debris quite nicely. My one recommendation would be to do a jet just to blow all the sediment and stuff out of the line that's likely there from before the rain drain system went in. And there is, I showed on camera there that the sediment that's built up in the line, a lot of it's the granules from the rooftop going down the rain drain and just sitting there, and it's that granule stuff is made of rock, and so it's quite heavy. The water is not very easily moving that along because it's not being forced by something like a toilet flush where you've got a lot of water momentum. So jetting the line out would clear the majority of that debris out, and I think with the leaf guard system in place, the rain drain system should be functioning quite nicely, actually, even with the standing water in there. The only time you might get some water pouring over is if you had a really heavy rainstorm and the pipe couldn't handle the volume of water going down it. But I don't see any blockages. There's no roots. So to correct all the grade of the rain drain pipe, I'm not sure there'd be a whole lot of cost benefit to doing that. As going throughout here, there's no big debris that would clog the line up in here. But to keep from the rooftop, that sediment coming down, that stuff's gonna end up in the rain drains no matter what. So jetting that all out of there will clear it out, and probably take quite a long time for it to build back up again. It takes years and years of that stuff slowly coming loose from the rooftop and going down the rain drains. As far as rain drain systems go, this is actually one of the cleaner ones that I have ever scoped. They're usually very difficult to scope because of the amount of leaves and stuff in them. So compared to the others ones I've scoped, this actually looks quite good.